The archetype of the isolationist genius in fantasy literature, characterized by an individual's deliberate withdrawal from society to pursue knowledge or magical prowess, has fascinated readers. This figure, often depicted as a wizard or scholar ensconced in a remote tower or hidden realm, embodies the romantic notion that true genius requires solitude. However, this glorification of isolation raises significant psychological red flags regarding the character's mental health and their approach to interpersonal relationships. The most striking of these red flags is the character's propensity for social withdrawal as a coping mechanism for deeper, unaddressed issues such as trauma, societal rejection, or a superiority complex. Psychologically, the choice of solitude over social interaction can indicate an avoidance strategy where the character seeks to escape the complexities and demands of interpersonal relationships. This behavior can stem from past traumas or a deep-seated belief in their own intellectual superiority, leading them to view others as unworthy of their time or incapable of understanding their pursuits. While the narrative may present this isolation as a necessary sacrifice for greatness, it often glosses over the detrimental effects of such withdrawal on the character's emotional intelligence and capacity for empathy. The lack of meaningful connections can hinder their personal growth, making them more susceptible to loneliness, depression, and a distorted sense of self-worth. Furthermore, these characters frequently exhibit a lack of accountability, with their actions driven by a belief that their intellectual pursuits justify any means, including manipulation or disregard for the well-being of others. For instance, consider the character of Merlin from Arthurian legends, often portrayed as the quintessential isolationist genius. Merlin's seclusion in the forest or his tower serves as a metaphor for his detachment from the mortal world, a choice that underscores his otherworldly wisdom, but also his emotional aloofness and difficulty in forming lasting relationships. Similarly, in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, Saruman's retreat into Orthanc Tower becomes symbolic of his intellectual arrogance and ultimate moral downfall. Saruman's isolation leads him to underestimate the power of friendship and loyalty, culminating in his betrayal and failure. These examples underscore the problematic nature of romanticizing the isolationist genius. By valorizing characters who shun human connection in favor of solitary intellectual or magical pursuits, fantasy literature can inadvertently perpetuate the notion that emotional detachment is a hallmark of true genius. This narrative is harmful, as it dismisses the value of vulnerability, cooperation, and empathy, qualities that are integral to personal development and societal progress. The real-world implications of glorifying such characters are significant. In an era where social isolation is increasingly common, partly due to the digital age's facilitation of virtual over physical interaction, the isolationist genius archetype can reinforce dangerous stereotypes about mental health and intelligence. It suggests that social withdrawal is not only acceptable but desirable for those deemed intellectually superior, potentially discouraging individuals from seeking connection or help for fear of appearing weak or ordinary. This narrative can exacerbate feelings of loneliness and isolation among readers who identify with these characters, further entrenching the stigma around mental health issues and the importance of community. In conclusion, the archetype of the isolationist genius in fantasy literature, while captivating, is fraught with psychological red flags that demand scrutiny. By dissecting the underlying reasons for these characters' retreat from society, we reveal a troubling association between solitude and superiority that neglects the fundamental human need for connection. Rather than upholding the isolationist genius as an ideal, it is crucial to challenge this narrative and recognize the strength inherent in vulnerability and interdependence. As we reevaluate these characters and the stories that celebrate them, we must ask ourselves, at what point does the pursuit of intellectual or magical supremacy become a barrier to genuine human connection and emotional fulfillment? This question invites readers and writers alike to reflect on the true cost of genius in the realm of fantasy and beyond, fostering a more nuanced understanding of the intricate relationship between intellect, morality, and emotional well-being. Character psychology is fascinating, and sometimes our favorite characters exhibit behaviors we'd never tolerate in real life. What do you think about this analysis? Are there other characters with red flags I should cover? Let me know in the comments. Your suggestions help shape future videos.